Have you recently lost a loved one? Are you wondering how to get your rightful inheritance? Do you think there may be a need to do probate? Well, let's talk about how probate works in California. In this video, I'll discuss what probate is, what probate involves, when you may need probate, when you might not need it, and what to do if you're the surviving spouse. In California, the process of probate is a court-supervised process to transfer property from a deceased person to the people who are supposed to receive their property, either because there's a will or because there is no will. Probate in California is a very detailed-oriented process that will require notice to all the beneficiaries under the will or the heirs of the deceased person, and that notice will occur several times during the probate process. California probate involves gathering the decedent's assets, managing those assets during the probate process, paying the legitimate debts of your deceased loved one, and ultimately distributing the remaining assets to whoever it is that's supposed to receive them. Probate is necessary when a person dies and they own property in their own name. You might think of it this way. If there's an asset and the only way you can transfer that asset to another person is by getting that deceased person's signature, then you're going to need to go through probate. Now, probate isn't always necessary because oftentimes people own property in a way that you can skip probate altogether. And some common examples of this are where people own property through their revocable living trust. The property may be in an account that's held in joint tenancy or may have a beneficiary designation, and certainly those accounts that have a pay on death designation. If any of those are the situation you're encountering, then the property will pass outside the probate, which means you may not need to do probate at all. And there's one other time where probate may be avoidable. If a spouse has died and their other spouse has survived them, and all the property they own, because of California's community property laws, is community property, then the surviving spouse may be able to go through a process that is much shorter and much less expensive than probate in order to get the property in the surviving spouse's name. We've created a series of videos that will walk you through the entire California probate process. It starts with opening a probate, discusses how to manage assets and deal with creditors, and a number of other important topics when you're dealing with probate in California. These videos will be useful to anybody who's in charge of a probate estate and anybody who expects to inherit from a probate estate. If you found this video helpful, then please hit the subscribe bell, leave us a comment. We'll be glad to respond if you do, and give us a thumbs up.